All right, fellas. Like as promised, we are back for the second video of the day.
The big video you guys been waiting
Big
for.
video. A lot of boners out there haven't been taken care of yet. You guys are ready to pop your loads off here on this video with some rule changes. Brock and I have taken a lot of time getting info from all you guys. I appreciate everybody who has input an idea.
That has submitted rule changes, everything. You know, a lot of guys joke in this league, but it was very nice to see a lot of seriousness from everybody on trying to make this league better.
For sure.
Honestly, it was eye-opening. Also eye-opening on the, I'm not going to say 4 people, but the 4 people that didn't submit anything. So the league must be perfect. So I want no complaints by them 4 people all year.
And I understand people are busy, but like you could have taken 2 seconds. But hey, if the league's perfect,
It must be good, which, I mean, that's also a very positive thing. I'm just giving you guys shit. But the people that did submit things, there was some serious thought, and it wasn't only to help their teams. It was just serious thought to help the league, which was great to see.
Yeah, it was very cool. You know, some owners even submitted more than one idea, which I'm fine with. You know, just it was nice to get input from different aspects and different owners. There was a couple ones that we thought about shortly, but it wasn't the right time for it. The nice part is, guys, I might do this every year. We might say, hey, everybody submit an idea. Once again, we'll see what we can do to make the league better. And we'll take it from there. But without further ado, I want to get into these rule changes. Because these videos we got to keep them fairly short just to get them on YouTube. But I wanted to talk about, guys. I think the number one, probably the most popular request we got was for a redraft. Brock and I pretty much full-heartedly agreed. Said yes, we need to do a redraft, but we need to plan it out accordingly. And I know, Brock, you want to elaborate a little bit?
We've talked about a redraft many years. I mean, Mike Scott almost throws it out every single year because he likes, but I don't understand. He picks first every year, so
It doesn't matter.
Insert himself. But I do understand the parity of getting guys, because certain guys are going to be kept nonstop because they're great players. It's nice to get everything switched around. But we thought it would be fair to do a redraft in 2020. So in 2020, year 2020, that drafting year, it will be a total redraft. So everyone sees it coming. It's in the you could date it. It's gonna come. We all know it. There's no excuses for it. Also, I think that'll be our 10th or 11th year of this league. Since, I mean, we got about 13 years in this league, but I think that's like the recorded 10 year that we've been actually taking it seriously.
So we just thought it was a perfect time to do it. 2020, a good even number. It also allows guys going into this draft to grab a guy and then keep him for those 2 years. Whereas obviously now if somebody finds that great star in the 16th round in the year 2019, like, hey, sorry, he's going to go back into the draft. But it does open up. It kind of levels the competition, allows a kind of a reset button. So we were kind of right on board with that. We had no complaints whatsoever.
And if it is the 10th year, I mean, that's something we've talked about maybe every 10 years. So then we just know it because we'll probably be in this league for a long time, as long as most of us don't have like congestive heart failure and die from being unhealthy.
Well, that's going to be half the league.
Yeah, so we got about 10 more years after our first 10-year anniversary.
So that was an easy
That is one rule change happened this year. I'm not going to say people who submitted these things. People can usually talk to each other, but we thought that was a great. Few people talked about it, but it is happening, so hopefully it makes some people happy.
The next rule change, which is we've actually talked about doing this every year, but nobody does it. And the last place team is going to have to be, subjected to a humiliating task from the league, voted by the league. So
we'll have like 3 things submitted by the league, and then the league will vote on it, and then we'll do it. Like, I mean, and we're not doing something absolutely crazy, but we might make a guy get in a dress and go in the public by a street corner. There's funny things we could do that would make us laugh. Period.
Now, a lot of people are going to say, "No, I'm not doing it." I think one thing that we can do is come up with a system to where you're going to have to do it, or it's going to hurt your team. Whether like we move you to the back of every round in terms of draft, so you're going to pick last in every round. That way, you're fucking doing it, or you're going to pick last.
We're not going to hurt your jobs. Jeff's a teacher. We're not gonna do things to her. We're just gonna humiliate you to us.
Whether you're a barmaid at the draft for everybody, you have to wear a bra while you draft. Something funny, something stupid.
You might have to go get a pedicure.
Yeah.
We're going to make it
Get
fun.
your asshole bleached.
We're going to make it fun. Just period.
So
Brazilian
that one-
wax. Oh man.
That would.
But
be
I mean,
painful.
there's ways to do
Yeah.
this that would make it hilarious for the league, and it's just one thing that a lot of leagues do that I think we're kind of there's certain things in this league's behind in, but there's also certain things this league is ahead of other leagues. But that's just one thing we thought was submitted that we agreed upon that would be a great thing moving forward.
It's just funny too. So the next one, this one's a big league change. This is involving roster space. Actually, it kind of goes hand in hand in scoring. Is we are eliminating kickers. A lot of leagues are doing this, and I think it makes sense. You eliminate the randomness. You eliminate that 20-point outburst by a kicker, and we're actually going to replace it with a flex. So just a second flex.
But it's going to be a running back, tight end, wide receiver flex. It's not going to be a quarterback flex.
Right.
So
We're not doing 2 QB leagues or anything like that. But the reason is because you get kickers out there who, what if you have the number 1 kicker and you don't want to drop him? Then you have to have 2 kickers and pick one up, and it's just too random.
we're going to test it out this year and see how it is. And me and him both definitely think it's going to be a great thing to the league. Guys like Justin Tucker, who he was up to almost 200 points last year. That's
he had 4 less points than Julio Jones.
Which, think about that. It's
and this
but
is a
but
guy,
then you look at other kickers who it's
the
really
fall from the first kicker to the 10th kicker is like 50 points.
it's an absolute coin flip with kickers. That was the biggest thing. Which all positions are. I understand that, but it doesn't take much research to go for a kicker. You just get lucky. There's times where this kicker's projected 15 points and he gets 3.
Right.
That doesn't happen as much with the top tier talent. Like Julio might be projected 17. He's gonna get 13 at least, or a bad week 9. So
another cool thing that we've also looked into, and this is going to take place for next year's draft. So going into the 2018 season, this won't happen this year.
The kicker replace is happening this year.
This will happen
this year. This draft.
Correct. Which I will edit the roster spots to reflect that on the league page.
I want to just add that.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Adding right to the kicker being replaced, we are adding a bench spot. This year, your draft will be 17 rounds, not 16 anymore.
Yes.
We figured it'd be better to have another bench spot because we have you could start 4 running backs if you want now.
Right.
That is a possibility.
Yeah.
So we wanted to add that extra bench spot. So that is happening this year.
Right.
Okay.
Next year, which was a good idea by an owner, is there's a lot of teams, guys, that are full of players who you can be kept, and then you play that mind game of, shit, who do I keep? And then there's teams that are like, fuck, I'm better off starting new. What we wanted to do is we're going to allow, 2 is still the norm, but we're going to allow a team to keep a 3rd player as a maximum. So you can keep up to 3 and a minimum of 1. So if your team sucks, you can keep 1 player. You don't have to keep 2. Also, if your team is loaded, you don't have to keep 2, you can keep 3.
Mind you, this is starting next year.
Correct.
This is not starting this year.
Right.
So, because honestly, this is something that an owner could have subjected because he's loaded right now, which makes sense. I fully agree.
Right.
I would keep 3 right now, but it's not fair for me to vote and say that's a good thing because it helps my team. So we felt like it would be best to put this in the future, which is a great thing, but it also does not help or hurt anybody right now. It can hurt somebody, but what's the best way to say it? It's a lot more fair going forward.
Yeah, I agree. And then, there's some trades people would have made last year that maybe they wouldn't have if they knew they were going to keep 3 going forward.
Melvin Gordon wouldn't have been traded probably by.
And Jeff maybe wouldn't have traded me Le'Veon.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's one way to look at it, guys. It's just a good idea going forward. And then the last one, which I thought this was a great idea, I can't believe we didn't think of it before, is adding a 3rd league manager. In terms of if Brock and I ever disagree on a trade, a rule change, anything, if we're both involved in a trade, a 3rd party should come in and be able to give some ideas. And so that's what I talked with that owner. That owner will be Javi. Javi's active. He's there every year. He's smart. He's level-headed. I think that's the biggest thing is we get some attitudes in here that everybody thinks they know what they're doing, or
I will say I want to make sure the league knows too. It wasn't we just said Javi. I'll tell you right now, there was 3 owners, and we kind of did a pros cons nonstop thing. And we first went to Javi. If Javi didn't want it, we were going to go to the next one and online because there's a handful of great owners that are awesomely active. They can be assholes too, but at the same time, they can be level-headed when needed, and that's what this position obviously needs.
And who's to say we won't rotate this every year? just to get more owners active and involved. But it's something we just wanted to roll out this year, and I think it's something that's going to stick going forward.
And it's not that there's been issues with me and him on stuff, but it's just a good thing to have a policy in place,
Right.
so that we don't have issues when the time comes where me and him are just balls to the wall, not agreeing,
Right.
and then we don't go to maybe a league vote where everyone league votes. We saw what they've done to this league.
Horrible.
So
yeah, and this is something that, like I said, it's like an insurance policy. If something happens, then he pops in. And there were some guys. So that's it on the rule changes. I mean, I think that's enough this year. We don't want to overwhelm everybody. There was a lot of them that we loved, but we didn't feel like maybe were needed. I mean, I'll give you a few examples. Half-point PPR was discussed, just with adding a flex, but then that really shifts the power certain ways. We've been without a PPR for a long time. Maybe it'll be discussed in the future. I'm not saying it's out, but we like it the way it is. Scoring's pretty fair right now.
one thing I forgot.
What'd you forget?
Another big thing, the price is going up.
Oh yes. How can we
So-
forget the price?
So, as most know, we spent a lot of time in this league. Last year, our price was $125. And I will let you guys know, it will be probably progressive this year and next year. This year, it will be $160.
Right.
Our league will be $160. So you will be asked to bring $160 plus $10 for transaction fees come draft day.
Yep.
No excuses, no anything. It's 2 months away. Put in your piggy bank every day. We're all big boys, so
Yep.
I just wanted to be sure. $160 would it be? And I will let you know. Do not be surprised next year it's 180. We might jump it
Or
straight up to
200.
200.
Yeah.
That's every now. 200 is the number that me and him both really like. We do feel that it probably wasn't fair to go straight 75 up this year,
Right.
based on. No offense, Mark has a great keepers.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fair that we just all of a sudden we're deciding to go right up. When you know,
Well, it's
some-
bad for me. I'm raising the price up the year I have great keepers. That's
so
not fair.
that's why I'm just letting it be known it's gonna be a gradual come up. It's at 12 minutes. We just keep it under 15, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So
We got some time, but yeah, gradual thing. Everybody was great last year, bringing all their money. I got all 10 owners paid draft day. It was perfect. With this year, if you want to pay beforehand, because that's a lot of cash to handle, just quick pay it, Venmo it, whatever. But yeah, guys, like I said, there was a couple other proposed changes, like bringing in trading players away again pre-draft for draft picks. But to me, it's just too wishy-washy with how players are valued, and
it just could create a lot more issues as it already did
Yeah.
last year.
yeah.
So we're trying to leave away the headaches. We leave away the negative texts on the group text.
Yeah.
That sometimes the group text is the worst part of this league. It could be the great thing. It could be a terrible thing.
Yeah.
So it's just something that we've looked at. But
Other than that, guys, it's so far. I'm getting real excited. What, today's the 14th of June. God, I got what? How many? It's really like 6 weeks away.
Mhm.
We got all no shit, more than that. 8 weeks away. 10,
Yeah.
12.
well,
It's
September
a long
2nd.
time. We got a long time. But what's great is, you know, websites are coming out with rankings. There's mock drafts available. Like, it's football season. It's getting there. Like, mini camps are going on. There's been some signings, some releases, so it's good to start talking football again. I mean, we're in fantasy baseball, but we're like, fuck it. We're not Nico. He loves that shit, but I'm ready for football. So I know you guys are too. Glad you guys are excited.
One thing I know we want to try to keep going, keep the tradition going of us all going to a football game.
Yes.
Let's keep that going, guys. Let's throw out the schedules are out now. We could look at things. We could start planning for that. That'd be a great thing. It's always a good time when we get this group together. Everybody knows that. That just went to a game with all of us.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be nice to get everybody.
Yeah.
To
Either
go.
Bears game, Lions game, something close. I
You
mean,
know.
within a 2 or 3 hour drive. You know, I regret not going to that Browns game you guys went to.
It was an awesome time.
Oh, cold as fuck, but
It was awesome.
It was fun. So
You know, but like those are just awesome memories that we'll always have, guys. You know, we can go to St. Louis Rams game this year or something.
yeah, well, nobody fucking there. So
Mike's like, "Oh, the Rams move."
what's Kurt Warner gonna do? Is he gonna move to LA? So, all right, guys. Well, thanks for listening in. Thanks for tuning in. I'll get this video edited and up as soon as possible. Any questions, as always, put it on the group chat, put it on the league page, text both of us. So
Hope everyone likes everything. If not, fuck you.
that's right. See you guys.
Later, guys.